Hello, everyone. I'm Toby Shifsky, and we are here today for the Real Expert webinar. Today's webinar is the Kaplan Commitment, support to pass your state exam. I'm just getting warmed up here. We're going to start in about 1 minute. So everybody got about 1 minute. You should be able to see me. You should be able to hear me. Amy's here also, so I'm going to introduce her in just a second. But we're giving the whole team back at Kaplan the opportunity to get ready. And go ahead and jump in the chat if you can and say hello. Where you're from, probably. I'll get mine in there. How about that? April has already jumped on it. Thank you, April. Let's do this. I am pulling up my information. 1 second. All right, everybody, and we're going to get started, like I said, in just a second. All right. Okay. All right, everybody. And we're going to get started in about 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Should be able to hear me, see me. Look at everybody's jumping in. How about that, Amy? All over the country. Love it. Absolutely love it. All right. I'm going to go ahead and give a countdown, and then we're going to jump in. Here we go. In 5, 4. Hello, everybody. I'm Toby Shifsky. I'm Vice President of Kaplan Real Estate Education. And today we are here for the Real Experts presentation, the Kaplan Commitment. Cover exactly what it is. And really what it is, you're going to find is it's the kind of support I think everybody would be looking for in order to help them pass their licensing exam. And today I have none other than Amy Klingensmith. Hi, Amy.
Hi, Toby. How are you today?
You know what? I'm good. Just so everybody knows, Amy is actually our faculty manager. How many instructors were at Kaplan, under Kaplan Real Estate Education with you right now, Amy?
Right now, probably 100, I'm guessing, between all of them. Yeah.
Almost around 100 instructors across the country, all helping with real estate licensing with students just like you all over the country. And that's what Amy does. Amy manages our Kaplan faculty staff, but she also brings some horsepower and some muscle behind her. Now, Amy, how long have you been managing at Kaplan? It's been how long have you been at Kaplan?
This year is my 10th year at Kaplan.
10th year at Kaplan.
10th year at Kaplan, and I want to say 5 years managing of some capacity at Kaplan.
Awesome. So, and here's the added bonus. What you get at Kaplan is you get industry experts also. So Amy also has over 20 years experience as a dedicated realtor and sales licensee. Amy serves clients in North Carolina and South Carolina, combining her deep knowledge of real estate market for a passion in real estate instruction. So for the past decade, not only being part of Kaplan, but leading her faculty and staff. And one thing is, Amy does enjoy guiding others in their professional growth and ensuring courses meet the highest standards because, believe me, she deals with the instructors who deal with students all day long, every day. And when there's a problem, you know, the red flares go off and Amy's on it with staff to take care of the entire student experience. So once again, Amy, thank you for bringing. Now, how long have you been, you have your broker's license in North Carolina, correct?
I do. I've 20 years, I feel like that's, I got my license when I was like 6. So, 20 years sounds like a lot, but a lot of knowledge in that 20 years.
Yes. That's funny. I'll have to start saying that. All right, everybody, go ahead and play along. We've got everybody jumping in on the chats. We're going to try to track the chats as much as we can. We also have Jamie Cash on from Kaplan, who actually kind of helps run these and produces all of these Real Expert webinars. And so should be along to help us kind of answer questions as we go also. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to jump in. We're going to jump in and let everybody kind of know that this is about the Kaplan Commitment, and it's going to be a pretty detailed breakdown of what's in the program. And some of you are going to have questions as we go. Go ahead and ask the questions. as we go. We'll try to answer, but we've got a lot of information to get through, and we're going to try to do it as quickly as possible. All right, so I'm going to jump right in. The Kaplan Commitment. Online doesn't have to be alone. Amy, I think you know that Kaplan delivers its licensing education through online courses in just about every state that we operate in. And the myth is that as an online educator, it's a fire and forget. When somebody buys the course from you, you ship it out to them, and they get an email saying, "Hey, I'm enrolled," and that's it. And that's really the extent of the interaction with the student. At Kaplan, we look at it differently, and we look at the kind of commitment we want to make to our students and to the kind of people that are looking for that professional career. And really where we stand different is we don't believe that online means alone. And the Kaplan Commitment kind of goes a long way with that. And that means that, Amy is here because she represents a staff of almost 100 instructors, and they are all about supporting you, the student, about making sure that we have sessions that you can join, right, to experience their expertise, and then answer all your questions, make sure you're not left alone during your courses. And really, in the end, though, I think our big goal, Amy, is to make sure that people pass their courses and that they successfully pass their exam and that they're excited about a career in real estate. And the part of the commitment that we wanted to talk about is just how you and your instructors are making sure that this happens, that people have success and feel supported the whole way. So let's jump in.
Sounds good.
And I just want to make sure we cover an overview of what really the Kaplan Commitment is about, because Kaplan's making a promise. And I think you're going to find the promise pretty compelling. So first off, I'm just going to bang through these pretty quick. If after completing our real estate program, so everybody here, most of the people here have got a course at Kaplan right now, or a series of courses that they must take in order to get through your licensing education. Well, I'll tell you what, you get through your licensing education, and we know one thing for sure. The faster you can go through your licensing education, the more likely you are to be successful.
I don't think you can actually say that enough. You can't say that loud enough, because that is the number one thing that's going to help you pass your exam. Not only Kaplan, but the state exam. Don't take the amount of time that's given to you to finish it, because every time you start and you haven't looked at it in a while, you're essentially starting over.
So there's going to be a theme you're going to hear today as to how you be successful in completing your courses and passing your exam, and velocity, speed to finish. And it's kind of a numbers game, frankly, in some respects, right, Amy? Because what happens as people go through their education, life can get in the way, right? If somebody gets sick, or an opportunity comes to do something, this or that, or whatever. Speed to completion is super important. So it's a big part of what the Kaplan Commitment is. So if after completing your real estate licensing program, and if you fail your state licensing exam, Kaplan will continue to support your studies. And actually, we're going to develop a plan and help to build the confidence you need to pass. Okay, so that seems kind of cool. And that, if you fail your exam, we're gonna kind of, continue to support you. We're going to describe really what that means, because I think you're going to find it's pretty significant. Kaplan's going to create a personalized study plan unique to your specific strengths and weaknesses. So in other words, we're going to make an instructor, one of those 100 instructors that are professionals within the industry who teach at Kaplan. We're going to make one available to you for a one-on-one setting. They're going to go through your courses. They're going to look at your results and your exam prep products, and they're going to create an individualized study plan for you that's built to your strengths and weaknesses. Amy, when the instructor's meeting with that student, I mean, can you just give us a little insight as to how that meeting goes and what happens?
So essentially, the student will upload what their score was that they did not pass for their state exam. And in that, PSI or Pearson View, whichever one is in your state, will give a breakdown of what you did not do well in. That's sent to our customer service that will white glove that, look through it, and put you with the best instructor that fits those needs that you need to understand to pass the next time. The instructor will reach out to you and one-on-one every time that they need to talk to you about what happens and how to make it better. One thing I will say is confidence is of the utmost when you're taking these exams, because failing is not fun and it doesn't feel good. And so that's what we're there for. That's what I love. That's what the instructors love. It's coming in, getting with you, being behind you the entire way, and just saying, we're here. We want you to pass. We're your support system. And we're going to make sure that we have a personalized plan for you to push you forward.
So we're going to cover what those steps are, and you have to qualify for the plan, because once again, speed to finish is everything. So we're going to talk about what those steps are in just a second. But I think most importantly, to understand where the commitment comes, not only to provide an instructor, but also you will not have to pay for continued access to your courses at Kaplan. Your exam prep products will all be available to you as long as you continue your studies and adhere to the plan that you set up with the instructor. If you do that, you won't have to pay extension fees. You won't have to pay subscription fees. You will have access to your courses as long as it takes for you to pass your exam. Now, we're going to talk a little bit later. There are some specifics because there is a deadline, and it's 18 months. You get 18 months in order to do this. That's as long as it can go. And there are some restrictions on some states, actually have some restrictions on it. We'll cover that in a little bit too. But the idea is this: you are going to get a one-on-one session. You are going to have a plan, and you are going to be able to work through that plan. And I can tell you this: if you happen to go and fail the second time, you come back for another session. As long as you hit the plan, you'll continue to be guided and counseled to success. That's the Kaplan commitment. So let's go into the next one. All right. Oh, here we go. How do you qualify? Now, speed to play. Amy, you and I both know how important it is. Now, when we say go through your courses quickly, we don't mean just skim it. And don't mean don't read it and don't do the exercises. Don't do that. You must do the exercises. The courses are really instructionally designed for your success. And what you're going to find out, if you don't know already, for Kaplan, we want to have you prepared, confident, and feeling supported when you go in to take your state licensing exam. So everything we do is about preparing you, about helping build your confidence and getting you supported. So to that end, in order to qualify for the continued access and support through the Kaplan commitment, you have to complete the program orientation video. When you buy your courses in the learning management system, when you log in the first time, the very first thing you're going to see is a little orientation video. Amy, how long is that orientation video?
Minutes. It's very quick, very painless.
But the beautiful part is, and it goes like this: the reason we have you do the orientation video is because we have printed course completion instructions that you're asked to read through. And what we found was nobody really likes to read a lot. So we did the video. And the video tells you exactly what you need to do in order to be successful, and all the assets and all the tools you have available within your licensing packages. And so watch the video within 14 days. So within 2 weeks of signing up, you have to watch that orientation video. Complete your required licensing courses and your supplemental exam prep courses. So every package that we sell has the required licensing, complete package, and you'll have exam prep products. You'll have an exam prep, an on-demand video exam prep, and you'll have a QBank, which is a test-taking practice tool. It's probably the industry's leading test-taking practice tool available, and that's our question banks, the QBanks we call them. It allows you to go through numerous different practice quizzes, and you can generate it on individual topics, test topics, and you can generate state simulation tests. Amy, what do you hear from students, instructors about our exam prep tools?
They absolutely love it. They love going through, taking the exam prep test, seeing what they need to work on, and then going back and formulating their own test using the QBank on what areas they missed.
Yeah.
So it gets you in, it lets you know what you need to work on, and then it will also give you another test to make sure you understand now exactly what you need to do. But I will also say that when we say that we're not just leaving you on or on demand, we're all here. We have learn classes. They run every day of the week. Those are live instructors answering questions and going through what you're doing. So our Kaplan commitment is not just going through the course. We want you to take part in the entire course. The entire course includes the Q bank and studying and the exam prep.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. So let's go into the next one. Oh, and then in order to qualify, really the last step, attempt your state licensing exam within 30 days of completing your required education. Amy, what's the biggest trap people fall into after they actually complete all the licensing education? What is the biggest trap we see people fall into?
I just need to study a little bit longer. If I just study 2 more days, then I know I'll pass it. And then 2 days happen, but life also happens. And now your 2 days has turned into 2 weeks, and you don't realize how much knowledge you've actually lost in that 2 weeks. So the sooner you can knock it out, the better off you're going to be. Statistically speaking, you have a 70% chance of passing as opposed to not once you
the curve
30 days.
Yeah, the curve is like within 7 days after completing your course, you have the highest chance of passing. And then it just drops off precipitously. Don't wait. Take the exam. If you've done the education, you've done the course, you've done the exam preps, you've done the Q banks. If you've done that, you have the highest chance of passing right then. Now, if you don't pass and you feel like you're not confident enough, you know what happens? If you've done these steps, you can trigger the Kaplan commitment. And you know what? We're going to be right there with you all the way. We're going to help make sure you're prepared. We're going to build your confidence, and you're going to feel fully supported all the way through. So attempt your exam within 30 days. I wanted this to be 7 days, frankly, but the whole team told me you can't do that. Life, scheduling. So you have to do it within 30 days. You should know some exceptions to this do apply. There are some states where we know, unfortunately, it takes longer from when you complete your last licensing course to when the state will actually allow you to take your exam. We will make those exceptions for you in those cases. So some states it takes longer. Totally get that. But the idea here is speed to completion wins.
And I always tell students when they ask that question, the worst that's going to happen is they're going to say no. And then if they say no, it's not a bad thing, because now I know what I need to work on. And now I go back to the Kaplan commitment, or I start the Kaplan commitment with an instructor and say, this is where I am.
So just so everybody's clear, and I got this first, I saw Shannon answer before. It's me. I keep delaying. I just need a couple days.
Don't do it, Shannon. Don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. I can tell you my wife did the same thing. She was getting relicensed. And in a state of Minnesota where I'm at, you have to repass your state exam. And so she waited and waited and waited a year until finally I bought her our exam prep products only. She took the exam prep products for a week, passed her exam. They're brilliant. The exam prep products, it's what Kaplan is known for. We're world renowned. You're going to love them. All right. So now you go in, you're feeling pretty good. You don't pass your exam. Oh, end of the world. It's not that big a deal. Here's what you have to do if you don't pass your exam and you want the Kaplan commitment, and making sure that you've qualified, you've done the first things, you watched that video within 14 days, and you attempted your state licensing exam within 30 days of completing a course. Tasks to complete. Number 1, you must complete and submit the Kaplan commitment request form. Okay, where is that? Could I get Jamie Cash to drop that Kaplan commitment request form in the chat window? So everybody's just going to drop that in there. And you got to do that within 7 days of taking and failing your exam.
I will say also, when it says state licensing exam, that means your national and your state. I see in the chat, people are asking about national exam. How do I take that? Oh. When it says state licensing, it means your complete package, what you would need to receive a license.
Yeah, then that's a really good point. So we're broadcasting this nationally, everybody. And so some states, there's only one exam. It's a combined exam, and there is no state and national. In other states, you have a state portion or national portion. We mean the whole shoot match. And if you fail one part of it or another, you qualify. Come on in and get the Kaplan commitment. Get the help you need, and we can move forward to assist you and support you to success. All right. But the key here is speed. You can't sit and wallow after you fail your exam. You got 7 days. All right. And then you're going to go to the link that Jamie Cash dropped in to the chat. Jamie, if you could drop it again, maybe I see it up there. The CapRE/real estate/Kaplan commitment. That's where you go to fill out the form. All right. Then, schedule the one-on-one meeting, all right, with an instructor for personalized development plan. So what you're going to do is you're going to fill out the form, and our team then grabs that form, and they'll actually verify all the information. They'll make sure that you watched the video. They'll make sure that you took your exam within 30 days of your course completion. They'll make sure that you filled out the form within 7 days. And once that's happened, they will reach out to you, and you will be scheduled with an instructor at a time that's convenient for you. All right. Amy, on that, what are we doing on our end to make sure they get the right counselor for this?
When they submit their forms, the customer service team will go through, look and see what areas they need help in. We know which instructors are better. Like, don't come to me if you need help with finance. I'm not helpful for you. You don't need me. You need somebody else. So we know which instructors do what and what they excel at. And so we put you with that instructor that's going to help you pinpoint exactly what the problem is and what maybe is not clicking, and make that work for you. So everybody's plan is completely different because one shop doesn't fit. There's no one plan that's going to fit everybody.
Right on. All right. So what else do you have to do? You have to follow the personalized study plan. If you sit down and you have a plan that says, hey, here are the 4 things you need to concentrate on. Here are the 2 parts of the exam prep that you need to review. And here's the part of the Q Bank I want you to take, practice quizzes, and here's the topics, and here's how many. If you follow that plan, you're on schedule. And you continue to get the support and commitment from Kaplan all the way through. But if the plan is created, Amy, and people don't follow it, I mean, that's on you. You got to do your part. We're walking with you the whole way. As much as it's like my kids, I said, you know what? You want to play any sport, you want to do anything like that, I'm there with you. But I'm not going to drag you to it. I'm not going to be there ahead of you doing all the work without you. We have a lot of students. We want to help. We want to give everybody the attention they need. You have to do your part in order to keep the commitment. You do it, we'll do it. We're right there with you. Right there with you. And then you need to retake your exam. Why is it important, again, Amy, that they retake their exam?
Same as before. You have the new knowledge, the knowledge that you maybe didn't have before. You're more confident because we've built that up for you, and you need to go in ASAP, take that test and pass it and move on.
And move on. Once again, speed. Speed is everything. You have got to continue the speed because it starts to blur after a while. Life gets in the way, and you don't want that. We've done all the work. We've done all the design. We've done all the research. You are getting the right information. Take it through. Now, if you retake your exam within 30 days and you follow the plan and you fail again, Amy, can they come back and
100%. Same thing. Fill out the survey form within 7 days of taking your test, submit it again, and we will get back with you again, start the process all over again.
Yep. So the same instructor comes back in, sits with you, works with you and like I said, we're with you the whole way. You got 18 months to get to the end, 18 months, and we'll continue to work with you. I have personally, Amy, tutored somebody who failed the exam 7 times. 7 times. She came in 3 times to speak with me and to sit down and went through the counseling with her about her plan and how to work for it. And I'll tell you what, everybody, she is one of the biggest hitters in northern Minnesota right now. Even though she failed her exam 7 times, Failing the exam does not mean you're going to be a bad real estate agent. As a matter of fact, I think the dirty little secret is some of the greatest agents failed their exam multiple times.
I was actually gonna say the same thing. If you are that dedicated to come back 7
Ah,
times to take
yeah,
that exam, then you will have no issues in real estate sticking with it even when it doesn't feel good.
that's
So
right.
kudos to you for coming back every time.
Absolutely. And I can tell you everybody this, over 90% of the people who go take their exam and they happen to fail, take it again. And they should. Stick with it. This ability to self-start and stick with it is kind of what makes a good agent, frankly. All right. Kaplan, let's just to kind of give you a little qualified, summary pit. Kaplan's committed to supporting you, all the way to success. But we do reserve the right to adjust the access period in accordance with state licensing and agency rules. Just so you know, each regulator has different rules. Like in some states, we can extend access to your licensing course. In other states, like the state Amy's in right now, North Carolina, you can't extend your licensing course. You actually have to get re-enrolled in a new course, which is a whole different process. The good news is that your exam prep products, we can extend as long as we need to for up to that 18-month period. So we can use those tools in the Kaplan commitment for you, but just understand we have to reserve the right to be able to pull anything back in case the regulator says, whoop, whoop, can't do this, can't do that. But we're going to push it all the way to the end to make sure you get all the tools that we can offer you in the commitment. All right. All right. Then, God, I got a tricky trigger finger, right? There, and lastly, and probably most important, there are no extra costs associated with a Kaplan commitment. We don't charge you more for the courses on the front side, and we don't charge you for the service. This is our guarantee. This is our pass your first time guarantee. It's not a pass your first time. This is a pass as long as it takes you. We're going to work with you to follow through. That's Kaplan. That's our commitment to you. All right. How to initiate your commitment? I think we've covered this a little bit, Amy. We could probably go pretty quick through these parts, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So once again, we talked about this, but this is going to lay out the exact steps and how to initiate taking care of the commitment, how to apply for it. So after taking and not passing your state license exam, you have to fill that form out. Jamie Cash has put that already in the chat. And you must submit that form within 7 days. We're going to roll pretty quick. Your request would be viewed by the staff. We have 3 business days to review it. So you'll get an answer back and a reach out. Got to give us 3 days though, okay, max. It'll probably go faster than that. But 3 days is our SLA. That is our service agreement within our internal teams, okay? Then, God darn it, boy, oh boy. Yeah, students will be contacted by Kaplan Commitment Team via email to schedule your one-on-one with the instructor. So that's another one of the steps. All right. Why would Kaplan, Amy, tell me, why would we make this kind of a commitment to students?
Because we want to see you succeed. That's our number one goal, is to see you succeed. We love what we do. We love being there. We love watching you learn. And we want to make sure that you succeed. And we're dedicated to make sure that happens. So by launching the commitment, we are giving you our all with the hope that you give us your all and get through. And then, as it's noted, speed to completion. That's the most important thing we can tell you.
Yeah. Speed to completion. I mean, clearly, that's the reputation and trust of Kaplan. Kaplan is a name that's known and synonymous with exam prep and people passing exams and starting careers and starting their adult lives through Kaplan and careers. So reputation and trust. Once again, the 3 kind of bedrock principles that we try to stand on is we want you prepared. And everything we do is try to make sure that you are fully prepared what lies ahead of you. That's not only in licensing, but also in continuing education or professional development. We want you confident, right? The biggest thing I hear from our partners, these brokerages that send their recruits to Kaplan to get their licensing education, is that when people come out of Kaplan, not only are they successful in passing the exam, but they're excited about a career in real estate. And so that confidence when you come out about being excited about your career, it's super important. Because like we said, it's about the speed, right, to success. You need to have speed to success once you get licensed too. You need to be excited about going to work. You need to get a paycheck within the first 90 days. Hugely important. And then, ultimately, I want you to feel good about your experience at Kaplan, that you were supported. It wasn't just some lonely online experience. Online doesn't have to be alone. And at Kaplan, you're not. We're here. Amy's got a faculty of 100 instructors making sure you're not alone and being taken care of. In fact,
And if they
Amy's
can't do it,
entire
then if they can't do it, then they'll come to me and ask, what can we do? And so then it's my job and my privilege to then speak to you and make sure you get to that point where you are confident and supported.
right on, right on. So that is our Kaplan commitment. That is how we're going to stand behind our products, our services, and you and your career. Because ultimately, yeah, we'd love to have you come back for post-licensing or continuing education and continue to support careers. And that's what Kaplan does. So thank you for coming and listening to our webinar on the Kaplan commitment. And once again, Amy, I want to thank you for your dedicated service, not only to the industry, but also to Kaplan and your staff. And thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. Thank you to everybody that came today and chatted put some stuff in the chat. That's always exciting to see that you're interacting with us on
Absolutely.
on these chats. So
yeah, and by the way, I think Jamie Cash put in there that you can go to the Kaplan Education Forum. You can go to the forum address she put in the chat there, and you can continue your questions there. And one of our 100 instructors or Jamie Cash herself will get back to you with an answer if you have any more questions about the Kaplan commitment. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks. Have a good day.
And we'll talk soon.
Are we off?